Hello everyone. So today I will describe you regarding data types. Okay, there are two types of data types is there. One is primitive data type and another one is a non-primitive data type. Okay. So last time I described you in the session of types of data. Numerical data we can store using a Java language. Numerical data we can store without decimal value as well as with decimal value. Second one, single character, collection of character and boolean value. Okay, everything we can store. So today I will describe you primitive data type. So what is primitive data type? This data type help us to store value or data. Okay, value or data. And non-primitive data type help us to store address of the object. So this thing, non-primitive data type and all, I will describe you on later stage. Okay. So today I will describe you primitive data type. We do have 8 primitive data type. See, byte. As I said you, byte. What is byte? Byte is a measurement. Like as a we can measure solid thing like as a vegetable, fruits, everything we can measure using a kilograms or grams, right? The same way, liquid we can measure using a liters. Okay, 1 liter, 2 liter, 3 liter, like that, right? The same way we can measure data using a byte. Byte is a measurement for a data. Okay, so byte, this is a first data type. It will reserve a space for a 1 byte which is having 8 bits. Bits is nothing but 0 and 1. I already told you 0 and 1 is known as bits. Okay, it's known as bits. So byte, what is a byte? Byte will reserve a space for a 1 byte. For example, as I can show it to you over here, byte. See, I am having a 1 liter bottle over here. Okay, so I can store less than 1 liter water over here, right? More than 1 liter, is it feasible for me to store over here? No, right? So using a byte data type, I can store only numerical data without decimal. I can't store with decimal value over here. Okay, if I do have a more than 8 bits data, in that case, okay, see, let me show it to you over here using a real, yeah, calculator, decimal to binary. See, as I said you, byte are nothing but 0 and 1, right? So let me show it to you. If I want to store 23, okay, how it will store in a database? It will store in a database in a binary language like this, 10111. Okay, so how many bits are there? 5 bits. 1 2 3 4 5. 5 bits are there, right? So using a byte data type, I can store only numerical value which is having 8 bits. Okay, so I can store 23 over here. Okay, can I store this much number over here? No, right? No, right? Okay, take this one. Can I store? How many bits are there? 1 2 3 4 6 8 10 12. 12 bits are there. Can I store using a byte data type? No, right? I do have a 5 liter of water. I want to store it in a 1 liter bottle. No. Is it feasible? No. I need to take at least 5 liter water bottle or 10 liter water bottle to store the same. Okay, I need a more and more space to store the same. The same way, if I want to store data, this data 2367, can I store using byte data type? No. For that, we do have another data type which is store, which is having a 2 byte of space area and 16 bits we can store. See, this number does have 12 bits. I can store it, right? I can store less than 16. Okay, I can store 11 bits, I can store 10 bits, 12 bits, 5 bits, 6 bits. That's fine. That's not a problem. Using short data type, I can store the same. But what about if I do have more than yeah, more than 16 bits? What can I do? See how many bits are there? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. See, it's almost around 32. Okay. So can I store this using short or byte? No, right? Because it's little bit more data. Yeah. See over here. How many data is it? It's more than 16 bits. I can't store using short. So this is the next data type, which is integer. It will reserve a space for a 4 byte 32 bits or 32 bits. Okay. So I can take a value which is having 32 zeros or ones. Okay. See, this value I can store in integer data type. Okay. Yeah. But what about I do have a data like is 32, more than 32 bits. How can I store it? See. For example, my phone number 9876543210. See, 10-digit number I do have. How can I store it? See, how many zeros and ones are there? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 30, and 34. See, last data type was an integer which is having 32 bits. But what about my mobile number? My mobile number does have approximate 34 bits. What can I do? I need to take another data type which is long. Using a long data type, I can store my mobile number or Aadhaar card number or enrollment number which is having a too much bigger value. Okay, which is having 10 digit, 12 digit numbers. Okay, I can store using a long data type. Okay, yeah. And see, all these data type like is a byte, short, integer, are and long are for a numerical value without decimal value, only numbers. What about decimal value? What can I do? What about decimal value? What can I do over here? So for decimal value, I do have another data type which is float data type, which will reserve a space for a 4 byte and 32 bits. Okay, which will reserve a space for 4 byte and 32 bits. See, it's a 32 bits, so I can't take that much of bigger number over here. See, 32 bits, it's less than 32. I can store less than 32 or 32. That's fine. That's not a problem. Okay. So it's almost 32. Okay. It's less than 32, I can say. So I can store this data over here using a float data type, right? So using a double data type, I can store numerical data with decimal, which is having a 8 byte 64 bit space, reserved space. Okay. It can store bigger number. Okay, see, this is too much, right? More than 32 bits are there, right? So in that case, I will select double data type. If I do have a decimal value and I have a bigger number, in that case, I will store using a double data type. Okay, so this thing I told you like is types of data we discussed, right? Previously we discussed the same: numerical data, single character data, collection of characters, and boolean value. Okay, numerical data I told you without decimal and with decimal. Using which data type you can store, I already told you. Okay, but what about single character? What about characters? Over here till the time we discussed regarding only numbers. We discussed regarding only numbers, but what about characters? What about characters? Using a char data type, char, using this char data type, only I can store a single alphabet, A or B or C. Whether it's a capital or small, it doesn't matter. you can store only single character, and the memory area will be reserved by a character data type is 2 byte or 16 bits. Okay, let me show it to you over here. A. See, A will be having this much bits: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is almost allocating, I mean taking 8 bits. Okay. And the character data type will only store 16 bits value. If I will take over here Z, let me tell you, capital Z. What is it? It again 8 bits. Yeah. See, if I write more than, like is my name, Shruti. Okay, let me convert it. See, too many bits are there. Can I store this using a char data type? No, right? I do have another data type for the same. That I will describe you on a later stage. So that's it for primitive data types. Another data type is a Boolean. See, Boolean data type will only which don't have a space in a database. No space defined for the same. Boolean data type is a value which is true or false. Am I a student? No, right? Because I am teaching, so I am not a student, because I already learned everything. Are you a student? You can say yes. Answer will be only in a one word, which will be true or false, yes or no. Are you a female? Yes or no. Are you a male? Yes or no. Okay, like this only Boolean data type will be having true or false value. Okay, so each and every primitive data types we discussed today. Okay, if you have any question, please mention me in a comment section. I will definitely answer you. Okay, thank you so much.